everybody, it's me Leeann again from Propedia. Today I'm going to run through the HDB resale buying process, as I think there's plenty of information out there, but the flow may be difficult for many to grasp. Now, many buyers are usually very excited to start the viewing process. My suggestion is to, number 1, register your intent to buy on the HDB resale portal. I've included the link in the description below. Once you complete this step, you will immediately see the grants that's applicable to you as a buyer. This is especially key if you are a second timer and you cannot recall if you had used any grants before. Do note that this intent to buy is valid for 12 months. Secondly, check your loan eligibility. If you are looking to take a loan to finance the flat, you can consider either a HDB loan or a bank loan. If you had already applied for an HLE, which is a HDB loan eligibility letter sometime back, do take note that this HLE is valid for only 6 months. Also, if this is the second HDB loan that you are taking, either 50% of the cash proceeds or $25,000, whichever is higher, from the sale of your first flat has to be set aside for financing this second flat. If you are looking at taking a bank loan, do note that minimally 5% cash is required. After doing this, you can start the viewing process and find your dream flat. Once you have settled on the one, the negotiation process starts, and once a price is finalized, you, as a HDB buyer, will have to pay an option fee of $1 to $1,000. The seller will then issue you an option to purchase, which looks like this. It's commonly known as the OTP, which basically means that the seller is giving you the option to purchase his or her flat, which also means that you can choose to exercise this option or not. You can also place an option fee for 2 different units if you are undecided, as the seller is only able to issue 1 OTP for his unit, but do note that the option fee is not refundable. The next step will be to request for a valuation on the HDB resale portal with a scanned copy of page 1 of the option. Do make sure that the serial number at the bottom here is visible on the scanned copy. The valuation request costs $120 and takes about a week. This should be done within 24 hours from the time the option is issued. After the valuation is out, if you choose to proceed, you can then exercise your option to purchase this flat by signing on the acceptance portion of page 8 on the OTP. If you are taking a bank loan, do note that you must obtain a letter of offer from the bank before you exercise the OTP. There is a deadline here known as the option expiry on page 1 of the OTP, which is 4 p.m. on the 21st calendar day after the option date. If for some reason you miss this deadline, the option is considered to have lapsed, and if there is still an intention to purchase the same flat, a new OTP has to be regenerated with a new serial number, and the whole process repeats. If you choose not to exercise the option after the valuation is out, you can let the option lapse, but do note once again that the initial option fee that you had placed earlier is non-refundable. At this point, the moment you exercise your option to purchase this flat, you are considered to have entered a contract, and the purchase must be completed. Do note that the sum of the option fee and the exercise fee should not be more than $5,000. After exercising the option to purchase your selected flat, both the buyer and seller have to submit the resale application to HDB for approval. There are 2 deadlines to adhere to. 1. Once the first party, either the buyer or the seller, has done the resale application, the remaining party has to submit his portion of the resale application within 7 days. On page 4 of the OTP, point 12, the seller's agent would have indicated the number of days after the exercise date within which the submission to HDB has to be completed. Here, for example, if you are a second timer who has yet to sell your flat, or the cash portion of your funds is only coming in on a certain date, you can request to the seller for a longer period to submit your resale application to HDB. But I must add that this should have been mutually agreed with the seller during the point of negotiation. It is also important to note that HLE lasts 6 months and valuation lasts 3 months, so I would advise to plan your timeline accordingly. What happens after the submission of your resale application is pretty straightforward, as HDB will be sending you SMSs to guide you through. Within about 10 to 14 days after submission, HDB will send you an SMS to inform you that the application has been accepted. Within 1 month, there will be another SMS with a link for you to endorse the documents, as well as to make payment for the admin fees as well as the conveyancing fees. HDB will also conduct an inspection on-site to ensure that there are no unauthorized renovation works in the flat. As a buyer, do also make an appointment with the seller's agent to do a final inspection a few days before the completion appointment to ensure the house is vacant and ready for handover. All in all, the entire buying process after submission takes about 10 to 16 weeks. But do note that this is a very fluid timeline. It really depends on the complexity of the case. That's all I have for you today. I hope it brought some clarity to the HDB resale buying process. If you have any questions, feel free to PM me. I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers!